Well, all right. It's Wednesday, June 5. It's just before 11 a.m. here on the West Coast. I'm wrapping up my day. Not a bad day for me. 3 wins, 1 loss, 4 total trades. And you can see my one loss was going against the grain right here at the highs of the day. Um, Good day for me, though. Got 4 trades. As you know, I haven't even been doing any reviews for the last number of days since last week because I just haven't been getting any trades. With all the rhythmic issues on Apex, not wanting to run into an issue, I just have been choosing to basically not trade. And turns out they've been resetting accounts, which is good on them to do that for traders that are having issues. But I just didn't want to take a chance, having seen that other people were having problems. I've got the one PA, and I didn't want my first trade on it to be something that goes cataclysmic on me because of technical issues and blowing up the account and having to depend on them saying, oh yeah, you traded within a certain window or whatnot that will reset it, because there were certain days last week where they weren't resetting accounts if it happened during a certain time period, or they were resetting during a certain time period but not other time periods, and I just didn't want to be at the mercy of that. So from everything that's been reported so far, it looks like they've done their updates to their servers and what they needed to do. And I haven't personally seen any issues. Also haven't been looking very much today. I had a great conversation during the live stream. I do live stream every day, I try to start at 9:25 Eastern till about 10:30 Eastern. Been a little bit late yesterday and today. Today I was closer. I was on by about 9:30. Just missed the open. And so yeah, good day for me. We'll take a look at the chart, but overall, my first trade I actually took on evaluation 48. It was a little bit risky lining up with the news, so I took a trade there on the evaluation. Then I went and traded these top 4 accounts: 11, PA 11, 43, 45, and 46. Got a nice win on there, and then changed to this batch of accounts 49 to 54, and that was these last 2 trades. So the PA trade was here, and then these trades were this last batch of evaluations. First trade I knew was risky. In hindsight, it's a pretty bad trade, but then I took the counter trade right away when it failed, because it was a second entry short and it turned into a failure. And so I figured, okay, we're going to go to the highs, and I had a measured move, so a bigger measured move. And not really sure why I took a trade against that concept, that measured move would happen. I guess I lost sight of it a little bit. But for anybody that check out my live stream, had some great conversation today just about the Apex situation, the new rules, the poll. Actually went through the poll and talked about what was written in there and best options and my opinions about everything. And so, it might be worthwhile for you to skip to that part, or if you want to check out these trades as they happen live, you can see the recording of that from the live stream as well. And let's not make this too long of a video, so let's get into it here and show the individual trades. All right, so this has been a pretty interesting day all day. It's kind of rangy until you had this big move out. And basically, when I started at the open, the measured move was reached, and the high of the day was reached almost right at the open. Let's make this bigger here. So, you had those 2 big legs up and a new high, and the open was right here. Now, if I was here, I would have seen that we were almost at this measured move. There was a first entry, second entry short that set up right on the open. We're at the top of the Bollinger. I may have put my order in right here to go to the other side of the Bollinger. I'm not exactly sure. It's hard to say in hindsight, but having seen it in hindsight, like, to me, it seems pretty clear, like from the top to the bottom. But then when we go and look at my losing trade of the day, we'll see that I tried to take a second entry short that had kind of a similar bar. I mean, even more bullish bar than this, and that didn't work out for me. So I don't know. Jury's out. Here we had 7 o'clock news, 10 Eastern. And for me, this was a first entry short, second entry short. Again, we had already made a new high off of this high. And I figured not only was it a second entry short, but it was a first entry long, second entry long that failed. And so I had my short kind of right in here somewhere. And one of those weird things on the news where everything froze, and wasn't sure what was going to happen, if I was going to lose my account. Only traded it on the one evaluation 48, which hadn't been traded before today. And fortunately, it ended up working out. I think it put me in like an opposite position trade. I had to like manually close it, which wasn't working right away at first, and then eventually worked. So I thought I was going to get caught up in kind of the around news time apex rhythmic issues that's been going on. Seems like it's always happening around the news. And there was a little bit of an issue for me today, but I came out of it with a winning trade. Made like 100 and something, I think. I forget. And then really just didn't see anything here. There was kind of like a, where was it? A first entry short that I was waiting to see if there would be a second entry short to go to the other side. Maybe it was here. First entry short, second entry short. But I didn't see any way into this, and it just sprung up. So it was just sideways and then went crazy up without being able to get into it. Then more sideways, just not seeing any way to get into anything before another 2 legs up. And then just more sideways. That's how today was. It was like a big move, or actually it was sideways, a big move, sideways, a big move. So then on trade 2 here, had 2 legs down. It didn't quite reach the measured move. What I liked about this one in real time was we had just come off the top of the Bollinger. I was kind of thinking it looked range-like, so I had already had this range marked out, and a first entry long, second entry long that failed. Also had a first entry short, second entry short. So I was thinking short here, but I didn't do it because I didn't really trust it. But it made sense to me that it would come back to this level. And then what I liked, though, was we had a first entry long, second entry long, which coincided with, I just realized I didn't have my marks on here. Here, let me show the marks real quick here. Put them on the right account. All right, so now we can see the marks. So had a second entry long that coincided with the bottom of what I perceived to be a possible range, at least a support level. And then the other thing I liked about it is we had been at the top of the Bollinger. We got to the middle, it got rejected, came to the bottom of the Bollinger, and we closed outside the Bollinger. And then we got the second entry. And so when you get a close outside the Bollinger, I was saying during the live stream, what I noticed about using the Bollinger, which I've only been doing for a short time, is I kind of look at it like a racetrack. So the whole race is going on inside these lines. And when it goes outside the line, you're outside of the racetrack. And so price pretty much has to get back inside the racetrack to continue the race. And so well, I'm noticing second entries lining up with that sort of thing. I do like them. This trade I got in late. I'm not really sure why I wasn't getting in. I think I was just hesitating. So I got in way late. I really should have been in much closer to being above this bar, or like literally a tick above it. But I got in late. I saw this bar closed and I liked the strength of it. So I got in. Gave me a little bit of a scare that it formed like what would be a second entry failure that actually triggered. And then it ended up being held by the middle of the Bollinger. And I believe pretty strongly that we should get to the other side. That was the whole play, was we were at the other, the top, get to the bottom, went outside, came back in, should get back to the top. And basically you can see my entry was 67.50. I got out for 71.25 on one contract and 70.25 on the other. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going for 26 ticks on my first position, my first contract, and then I'm going for more on a second. But I'm just playing it safe. So I knew that we had, I got my first contract a little early to make sure I locked it in. And I wanted my second contract to have a possibility of running, but I knew once it was kind of being resistance here at the top, I didn't want to let it go against me. And as you can see, if I let it go against me, it would give me a pretty good drawdown and scare. I probably wouldn't have left my stop all the way down here either. I think my stop would have been at break even at the worst. So I wouldn't have got as much as I did. But yeah, so that worked out. Let's go back to the first trade real quick. And now that I have actually I'll have to change the markers again, but I just want to show where the markers were on this trade. So let me pull that up. All right, so here we go. You can see that I'm not really sure what exactly happened. I had my short, I believe, much higher. It didn't trigger me in until much lower. And and then I got my profit targets, it looked like, but then somehow I got entered back in the trade and I had to manually close it, I think. I don't know, it was really kind of confusing. It wasn't clear to me what was happening, but I had to manually get out of it, and I think I got less profit than I should have had, but was just happy to have a winning trade. So it is what it is. And all right, let's move on to the third trade. All right, so here we go. We can see this was where my second trade was, PA11, 43, 45, 46, 48. Decided because my valuations have like 11 or 12 days left before renewal, I need to just start trading them in bigger blocks together because I'm going to run out of time. I really want to try to pass or fail before the renewal comes. And really, I might even try to do that before the end of the 90% because I could just cancel these accounts and move on to another batch of 90% and have more time again. So I'll probably try to do that and just be more aggressive in the coming days since that 90% goes on until June 11th now. So today is June 5th, so 6 more days. So you can use this code or any other, by the way, for the 90% discount if you're looking to pick up evaluations. Do check out my live stream if you haven't already. There's a poll about voting on new rules for Apex. I highly suggest you go and take the time to vote. It's worth it for us traders. There's some really good possibilities of what they might consider doing, but you should really put your vote in what you like and what you don't like so that we don't get stuck with things that we don't like, and that we push for the things that we do like, and that will help us. So let me switch my accounts here so I can see the markers on my next trades here. All right, so again, so use this code or any other if you're picking up any accounts. I appreciate it if you do. Helps me out a lot. And so here we go. Here's my second trade, and then you see it just move up. I think I was probably talking through most of this about the Apex rules and the poll and everything, and then you know, basically, I had in mind, I'd drawn it way down here, a first leg and a second leg, and so really there's a target up here, and I really lost sight of that because I took this short here, and really what I was thinking was we had this big move up, new high. We already retested the new high. We had a big strong leg down, and what I kind of was thinking was one big leg down and thinking maybe we'll get another leg down. And when it didn't happen, there was a first entry short, and then I was looking for where the next second entry short would be. What I told myself is if it happens where it touches the top of the Bollinger, maybe I could look for a second entry short to go all the way down. Two problems with my trade. I entered way late. So from like approximately where I should have entered to here was already 2 points. 2 points lower than it should have been, 1.75 points, something like that. And then it only went 3.75 points. So it was really a bad trade. I think the biggest problem with it is, you know, the candle closed like a bullish candle on the top Bollinger line, which is what I've talked about. When it does this, you could potentially look for a long to ride the momentum up if it ticks up. Now it didn't tick up, so I thought, okay, maybe I'm safe to go short, at least to the midline, thinking that there would be a second leg down. And I think just that analysis was wrong. I should have really been still concentrating on that bigger measured move up that hadn't been reached yet. So I think in hindsight, that's a pretty bad trade. Luckily, I was able to make it up right away because it was a first entry short, second entry short, and I got taken out of the trade right here, and it was a failed second entry short. So at this point, I was thinking, okay, well, we have to at least retest this high then. And so I entered it way late. This is me getting stopped out. And then I entered all the way up here. But I liked it because it was closing again on the top Bollinger. And I was thinking the momentum of the failure and being able to, at the very least, make a new high or match the high off that. And so entered in here. Let's see, my entry was 475, I believe. Or no, this would be my entry. My entry was 1475, and I was able to get out up here 2275 and 2125. So I had different. I should have had 4 contracts on these actually, but it looks like I don't know. A little confused. Oh, 2, 1, and 1. Yeah. So in any case, I don't know exactly how many ticks, but basically I got from 1475 to 2125, so 6 points. Basically, so 6 points. I go for 26 ticks, so it should be 26 ticks. I forget if I took yeah, I think I went for 26 ticks, and I got a little bit more on this one. So anyway, that was my 4 trades of the day. You can go back to the live stream and see how it played out in real time if you haven't checked that out yet. But felt pretty good about the way I was trading today. Also, just a great day on GameStop. It was up to like 31 at the high today. So that was pretty awesome. It's backed up a little bit now, trading about 29. I'm hoping it'll close the day above 30 and doing well on my position on that. So hopefully that will continue to go in the right direction for me. I'm really looking for a big move on GameStop. And it really has caught my interest lately. I've been more involved in that than I have trading for various reasons on futures, mostly because just haven't been getting good tick charts lately. And then the Apex issues and the rules and all that just been kind of, I don't know, easing up on my Apex trading the last few days. But hopefully GameStop will continue to go in the right direction for me. I think it's a good, strong play. And I like what I'm doing trading on this 1 minute tick chart with the Bollinger Band, no EMA. I feel like I'm liking this. And also the great benefit about this for me is even when I make a mistake, take a bad trade and it goes against me, in one single trade, I was able to get green again. And that's because I'm trading on the 1 minute. The ATR is way lower. Right now it's at basically 29 ticks. When I was trading on the tick charts, I was trading on ATR of 60 and above a lot of times, sometimes even 90 tick ATR. So there were times where, my risk reward was way out of whack. Just, 4 to 1, 5 to 1, 6 to 1, could be as high as 8 to 1, 9 to 1. Now I'm back closer to like 1 point something to 1, maybe 2 to 1 in some cases. So just a way better situation. And then I am trying to go for 26 ticks on my first contract position and 52 ticks on my second. So I think that will help me in the long run as well. And so just trying things, and got my first win on my PA, my new PA. So first day traded on there, and I'm really going to make a push to pass as many of these evaluations as I can before the renewal. The 250K, I won't push as hard. I'd like to get it done in time to get that promo rate on the 85 for lifetime, but if I don't, then I'll just pay monthly on that account and see what I can do. So I think I've said it all. Go GameStop, and thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Use the code if you're looking for 90% off. And I will be back to streaming live tomorrow, hopefully at 9:25 Eastern. Come check it out. Thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow. Hope you had a good trading day.